Your savings account is lying to you. Not by accident, by design. You put money in, you leave it there, you feel responsible, smart even, and every single year, without making a single bad decision, you get poorer. That's not a conspiracy theory, that's just math. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why and what one asset has done that nothing else in history has managed to pull off. Stick around, because this is the one they don't teach in school. Let's start with something simple. In 1971, a movie ticket cost about $1.50. Today, it's $15. Same movie, same seat, same popcorn smell. 10 times the price. That didn't happen because movies got 10 times better. It happened because the dollar got weaker. This is called inflation. And it's not some rare economic event. It is the permanent, intentional policy of every government on Earth. They print more money. More money chasing the same goods. Prices go up. Your purchasing power goes down. Now, where does most of America keep their money? A savings account, earning maybe 0.5% interest if you're lucky. Meanwhile, real inflation is running somewhere between 4 and 8%, depending on who you ask and whether they've been to a grocery store recently. Do that math. You're not saving. You are slowly losing. And here's the part that gets me. The system is built this way on purpose. Governments and central banks need you to spend and invest, not hoard cash. Inflation is the mechanism that forces your hand. It's not malicious, but it's not your friend either. So what do you do? Before we talk Bitcoin, you need to understand one concept: store of value. A store of value is an asset that holds, or ideally grows, its purchasing power over time. It doesn't decay, it doesn't inflate away. You can put wealth in, come back later, and the wealth is still there. Historically, gold was the answer. For thousands of years, gold was the global store of value. Governments couldn't just make more of it. It was scarce, durable, portable, and it didn't rust. But gold has problems. You can't send gold across the internet. You can't store $1 billion of it in your phone. You can't divide it into fractions of a cent. And if the government wants it, well, in 1933, FDR literally made it illegal to own gold in America. They forced citizens to hand it in. And they did. So gold works, until it doesn't. This is where Bitcoin comes in, and I want you to actually understand it, not just the price, the idea. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by someone, or a group, called Satoshi Nakamoto. We still don't know who it is. Doesn't matter. What matters is what they built. Here's the thing about Bitcoin that changes everything. There will only ever be 21 million of them. That's it. Hard-coded into the software. Not a promise, not a policy decision that can be reversed at a board meeting. Math. Permanent, unchangeable math. Right now, about 19.7 million Bitcoin have been mined. A few million of those are lost forever. People who forgot passwords, threw away hard drives, died without passing on their keys. So the real circulating supply is probably closer to 16 or 17 million. Out of a world with 8 billion people and institutions worth trillions of dollars, all competing to own some. You see where this goes. Compare that to the dollar. In 2020 alone, the US printed roughly 20% of all dollars that had ever existed. in a single year. Not over decades, 1 year. Bitcoin cannot do that. Nobody can decide to print more Bitcoin. Not a president, not a Fed chair, not a CEO. There is no CEO. There is no company. There is no building to raid. There is no one to call. That's the point. Bitcoin runs on a decentralized network of computers called nodes, spread across the entire world. To change the rules, like the supply cap, you would need to get the majority of the entire global network to agree. People who don't know each other, people who actively benefit from the current rules. It has never happened, and it almost certainly never will. So when you buy Bitcoin, you're not betting on a company. You're not betting on a CEO not to mess up. You are buying the only asset in human history with a mathematically guaranteed fixed supply in a world that never stops printing more of everything else. Now, I'm not here to tell you Bitcoin goes up every year. It doesn't. It is one of the most volatile assets on Earth. It has dropped 80% multiple times. Multiple times. If that sentence scared you, good. You should know that going in. But here's what else is true. Every single 4-year period in Bitcoin's history has ended higher than it started. Every one. 2013, 2017, 2021. Through crashes, through bans, through hacks, through regulatory panic, 4 years in, you were up. That's not a guarantee. Nothing in investing is a guarantee, but it's a pattern worth understanding. The strategy with Bitcoin as a store of value is not complicated. You buy, you don't check the price every day, you don't panic sell when it drops 40%. You treat it like gold that you're locking in a vault, except the vault is math, and the math doesn't care about your feelings. A lot of people dollar cost average into it. That just means instead of dumping everything in at once, you put in a fixed amount every week or every month, regardless of price. Some months you buy high, some months you buy low. Over time, it averages out. Takes the emotion out of it. The enemy of long-term investing is not the market. It's you at 3 a.m. watching the price drop and making decisions. Look, I'm not telling you to put your rent money in Bitcoin. That is not what this is. What I'm saying is this. If you have money sitting in a savings account earning less than inflation, you are already taking a risk. You've just been told it's safe, so it doesn't feel like one. Bitcoin is a bet on scarcity in an age of infinite money printing. It's a bet that math is more trustworthy than governments. That's not crazy. That's just a different kind of thinking. Some people put 1% of their portfolio in it. Some people go heavier. The amount is less important than the understanding. Know what you own. Know why you own it. Know what would have to be true for you to be wrong. If governments stopped printing money, Bitcoin's core value proposition weakens. If something better gets built, and it might, Bitcoin could lose ground. These are real risks. Not excuses not to look into it, just things to keep in your head. The dollar loses value by design. Gold was the old answer. Bitcoin is the new one. And unlike gold, you can put it in your phone, divide it to 8 decimal places, and send it anywhere on Earth in 10 minutes. 21 million. Fixed. Forever. In a world that never stops printing. That's the thesis. Do with it what you want. Next video, I'm breaking down how to actually buy Bitcoin without getting wrecked by fees, bad platforms, or your own impatience. Real steps, no fluff. Subscribe if you want to stack smart. See you there.